I'm not, that's not what I do. I'm not here to show up and give you more things. That's not what I'm here to do. That's not what any of my programs, that's not what any of my digital assets or any type of software or anything. Y'all let me know what I want y'all, what I want for y'all. Let me know in the chat. If y'all know me, because maybe there's some people who don't know me. That's why I'm going down this route. But if you know me, what's the primary focus that I'm looking for? What is the primary focus that I'm looking for? Let me know. Put it in the chat. I'm just waiting patiently. I want to see as many people put in the chat because I want this to be universal. When you see me, you understand what I embody already. When you see me, you know exactly what I'm standing for. I'm doing the mindset resets. Why? I don't have to do that. I could just do something else, just like everybody else could be doing something else on a Saturday. I work every day, all day. But you know what I'm working for? I'm working for something so major. I'm committed. Somebody drop I'm committed in the chat. I'm committed to something so major. I had a discovery, epiphany, a revelation. I turned it to a revolution. And I realized this was the spark of my evolution. I have the opportunity to help transform my family's legacy. You have the same opportunity. I'm no different than you. Somebody put I'm committed in the chat. Your goal and your dream may not be to transform your family's legacy. What does that really mean? Well, what I'm saying to you is think about your own legacy, your own journey, your own lineage, your tree, your family tree. Do you know your great great grandfather? Do you know your great great grandma? I was fortunate enough to be in the presence of my great grandmother. Some of us probably have that, right? You have that ability or had that ability. I wasn't fortunate enough to be in the presence of my mom. I know we talk about this. You could say, bro, you're a grown man. You talking about that? I'm not. You see me, like I'm not. I don't stop doing stuff because of something happened. Why? Somebody dropped, I'm committed in the chat. I don't make excuses. I'll tell you this so that way you can realize that there's somebody out there that has been going through something that you may have gone through. How many of y'all lost somebody? If you lost somebody in the chat, put a prayer hand up. If you lost somebody you love, somebody you care about, put a prayer hand in the chat. If you lost somebody that you love and that impacted you in a harsh way, or the magnitude was so loud, so heavy that it kind of shook you up, drop some more prayer hands in the chat. So I'm saying this because I lost somebody in my family for 20 years straight. And I'm talking about not just the average, I'm talking about people who was basically in my position. Where they had the ability to change the family's dynamic. And because of them, each and every one of those individuals, I am who I am. So I give thanks and I have gratitude for those individuals because without them, I cannot be me. Does that happen in your life where you see something that you're grateful for, that thanks to other people, you now have what you have? I would say that's everything in our lives. Thanks to other people, we have what we have, everything that we have in our lives. So if that means something, if I can really pinpoint that, then what that truly means is that everything that I would love to acquire or would love to have is going to come by way of what? Let me know in the chat. Let me know in the chat. Let me know in the chat. Some of y'all still like, I didn't introduce myself yet. I don't need to just yet. I don't need to just yet. I want you to connect with me first. How can I connect without your name? Well, what about when you go to networking events and people say their name and you immediately forget it? Still connect with them, don't you? but I want to show you something in real time. That's why I'm doing it this way. Everything I do is for a reason, because I'm what? Drop it in the chat. I'm committed, right? So if you have experienced losing somebody, you have experience understanding that everything that you've acquired has come from somebody, then that means that strategic partnerships are not just something that you could utilize, it is a necessity. If you are committed to creating strategic partnerships, drop "I'm committed" in the chat. What are we really committed to? Some of y'all guys, I seen a bunch of people jump off the live, jump off the Zoom. As soon as I start talking about commitment, I'm out of here. I ain't committing to nothing. Either you commit or you submit. And sometimes both is great. But what I'm saying to you is, regardless of whether you want to do something or not, there's principles that are in place. And the principles that are in place is that you want something, but the thing that you want is going to be in the hands, or the way that you're going to get it or acquire it is going to be through other people. If y'all follow what I'm saying right now, put follow in the chat. I don't know. I'm having a kind of bad hair day. If my hair start getting crazy, I'll put my crown on, all right? So if you follow what I'm saying, let me know in the chat, because, in fact, pop quiz time. What am I saying? In the short term, what am I saying in the chat? Real quick. And the reason why I want you to do it, repeat it back in your own words, is because that's what matters. Your language. Your language is creating your reality. The words you speak is creating your reality. So being committed, having commitment is the key to being able to achieve something. This is why we say accountability, which is discipline and consistency. In order to be committed, you have to be consistent to this thing, to this idea, to this being, to this wave, or this energy. So what I'm saying in a short form is, our goal is to become more effective in less time, whether we knew it or not. Whether we knew it or not, our goal is to become more effective in less time. No matter what happens in our lives, our goal is to become more effective in less time. Okay, let's break that part down real fast. When you say become more effective in less time, what exactly are you saying? I'll show you in so many ways right now. You have the opportunity to walk to work, take a bike to work, drive to work, Uber to work. Tell me right now what your choice is to get to work. Hurry up, put it in the chat. You got 30. Look, let me put the clock on for us, because we moving slow today. I'm not gonna be on here all day today. Your boy gotta go, right? So, right, why not walk? Somebody tell me why not walk? Because I'm not seeing walk inside there. And some of you could actually walk to work. Like, you could actually walk to work, but why not work? Too far, too hot, too long. So when you're looking to get to work, you are looking to do what? Become more effective in less time, or no? Let me know. I need everybody to commit to this, because there's no point for me to get up here, because some of y'all have no clue who this man is in front of you. Y'all looking like, damn, he's a handsome man. I see he got some stuff in the background. All right, I can listen to him for a little bit. Let me see what he says. If he says something, I'm turning him off. I know. I get it. But this is not about me. This is about you. There's something that happened in your life that you prayed for. There's something that happened in your life that you said, please, God, or whoever you believe in, help me out of my situation. Show me a sign. Please, can I get something? Can I get a break? Can I get around people who really can believe in me? Can I get around people who can see the vision that I have? God, please allow me to have family that actually supports me, not family that tries to tear me down. Like, I don't need to know your history to understand your energy, to know that you pray for that. You prayed for this, but life doesn't go according to the way that you plan it. It goes according to your vision. So the way that you see your life unfolding, you see yourself with people that can support you. You see yourself making a lot of money. You see yourself going and living your best life with your house, and you got the best relationships. You see that. But you never see the people, the characters that played a role in your story. So the object is going with what's natural, going with the flow, being in alignment with your assignment. But half of us don't know our assignments. I'm about to start. If y'all know me, y'all know I'm about to start. Can I take y'all to the church for entrepreneurs? Can I take y'all to the mosque for the moguls? Can I take you to the temple for the triumphant? Can I take you to the kingdom hall for the kings and queens? Y'all let me know. Y'all let me know. If I can go off today, let me know. Because maybe we need some healing in here. Maybe we need some love in here. Maybe we want to be heard, felt, seen, appreciated. Maybe that's something that we want in here. If that's what you want, somebody say, I want that. Put that in the chat. Say, I want that.
Okay, I can find it.
Put that in the chat. I want that. So what I'm saying to you are principles. We're going to do a guided meditation. I don't know how many of you done guided meditations, but I'm going to open up your mind with a guided meditation. Yes, I've been a professional meditator for about 5 years now. So it's going on 5 years when it gets to August, right? I've been a professional meditator who I've healed a lot of people through meditation. So this is what they started calling me magical, right? And when they started calling me magical, they said, bro, you got a special power in you. I don't know how you did this. How did you do this? Well, it took a lot of commitment. Somebody put I'm committed in the chat. It took a lot of me seeing that I was too busy being good that I've forgotten about my greatness. Some of you are too busy being good that you forgot about your greatness. You said, I want this, God. Bring this to me. God said, okay, I'm going to put you in a position to allow this thing to work on you so you can become the person that earns the right to have the experience, because what you have in your life is because of who you are. What you don't have in your life is because of the things that you don't know, the person that you aren't yet. So in order for you to acquire the things that you want that you don't already have, you have to go through something. What is it that we go through? Let me know in the chat. What is it that we go through? Let me know in the chat. What is it that we go through? Loss. What else? What is it that we go through? What are you going through right now? Transformation. What are you going through right now? What are you dealing with right now? What is something that you're dealing with right now? Struggle, trials, tribulations, disability, pain and suffering, life on life terms, financial, whether it's up or down.
Scale like 390, like 395, but don't have it down 397.
Yeah. So when you're looking at this, right, you're going through something, but what can that be called? Oh, if we could see difficulty differently, how can we look at the stress that we have? How can we look at the financial losses? How can we look at the fact that we can't work, so we can't get the money, so we can't give our kids the life they deserve, or we can't provide for our family the way we want to, so we cry at night, so we sleep and we toss and return and we don't get great rest? Like, what can this be called? A test. So you ask God to help you, and God puts you in a test to see if you are what? What have we been talking about today? To see if you are what? Y'all already said I can be this way. Y'all already said I could take y'all to the church for entrepreneurs. You already said I could take you to the mosque for the moguls. You already said that. You did that. So now let me break it down. The truth of the matter is you're put into the situation to see how committed you are to what you said that you wanted. How do I know that this works this way? Because this is what happens in your mind. Can you just imagine something in your mind and then automatically have it pop up right now? Some of you may say you can. Hey, you one of the chosen ones. Shout out to you. You need to come on this side. come on this side and start helping the other people on the other side so we all can get to the side, and that way we can go ahead and ride, do what we need to do, okay? So what I'm saying to you is, can you do this right now? Where you can think of having a big bag of money right now, $1 billion right now, and then when you open your eyes, immediately a big bag of money is in front of you. Can you do that? If you can do that, I will pay you. Yes, if I start clapping like a girl from Brooklyn, y'all, if y'all don't know, if I start doing this, that means I'm excited. Okay, that just is what it is. Don't get offended. All right, don't get offended. So what I'm saying is, can you do that? Can you actually go into your mind, your thought, and pull out exactly what you thought right now, right here? Can you do it? There's a reason why you can't do it, because if you did, the world would be full of chaos. So the way that we use what we call, how many of y'all get on Instagram and you use what? You get on Instagram and you use what? When you taking your videos, like this be y'all, right? Got your phone, you be online with it. When you do that, what type of setting do you put on? When you go on Instagram, go on TikTok or any of these places, you put what on? A filter. So God puts on a filter for you, because some of you just might be saying you want it and don't really want it. So you got to go through the testing to get the what? After you finish, when you pass the test, you get what? When you pass the test, you get what? You get a reward. So you go through the testing to get the blessings. The bigger the testing, the bigger the... But the only way you get through the test is if you are what? Drop it in the chat. Drop it in the chat. If you are committed. Some of you are not committed. As soon as you see a price on something, your commitments get shaky. Ah, damn. As soon as you see something doesn't go the way that you want it to go, your commitments get shaky. As soon as it doesn't go according to your plan, your commitments get shaky. As soon as a relationship seems like it's not working out for you, your commitment gets shaky. As soon as you feel like somebody's telling you no, your commitment gets shaky. Why? Let me know in the chat. Let me know in the chat why. Why are you wavering where you stand at? Aha, somebody's being honest. Somebody's being honest. How many of us have self-doubt? Put a 1 in the chat if you have self-doubt. If you doubt yourself. Put a 1 in the chat if you sometimes lack confidence. It doesn't mean all the time, but sometimes you lack confidence. And sometimes when you lack that confidence, you probably lack the confidence at the time that you need it the most. That's what we call shaky commitment, wavering foundation. What would your life look like if you stay committed to the journey? If you had removed self-doubt, if you could stand on your confidence and courage. Just don't say different. Tell us the real, tell us what it would look like, what it would feel like. We have to go deeper. Y'all can say pause on this if y'all feel like it, but you gotta go deeper beneath the surface. How many of you walk around and you say, how are you doing? And that's natural for you just to say, how are you doing, but not expect any type of conversation to come from that. Surface level. It's not deeper. So you understand that there's no reward for you that way. But what about the times when you actually do go deeper and you find a significant other that you can build with? Don't you feel rewarded because you went deeper in the conversation? It's about going deeper. A lot of times, this is how I get paid, y'all. I get paid through systems and conversations. So I'm using my brain, right? I'm getting paid from the neck up. I'm using my imagination, but I'm also utilizing the tools and the techniques that I've learned. So when it comes to relationships, when I get people who do couples therapy with me, or when I get individuals who come to me about relationships and I help them build those strong foundations for relationships, because I work on principle, I feel rewarded in my heart because I was able to help somebody get a deeper layer of love and connect better. Even if they found out during the conversation that the person that they were with wasn't the best person for them. Even if they found that out, they still walked away with the win of knowing that their relationship is on them, that their relationship is basically their mindsets turned inside out. Their relationship is them experiencing them externally. Their relationship is based upon what they say because their reality is creating. I mean, their reality is being created by their language, by what they're saying. Write this down. Everybody wants to feel loved, appreciated, heard, felt, and seen. That is the key. This is the key to your life. It's not how many books you read, even though books, right? When I create books, right? G books or some type of electronic book or whatever it is, digital book, digital asset. When I create books, I know that most people don't want to read. I know that. I know. But there's a fundamental thing that people miss about reading. When you're feeling overwhelmed, that you're getting so much information coming at you, you got so many things and obligations you got to get to, what does reading do for you? Psychologically, reading slows down your environment. And when your environment is slowed down, you can make better choices. You can create better relationships, more powerful communication. You can have more confidence. Why? Because you're not rushing. How many of you, when you're talking, your heart starts beating so fast when you start talking to people? If I was to bring you up on the stage right now, you probably wouldn't want to do it. How many of you? Let me know in the chat if that's you. But that's me in the chat if that's you. Put that's me in the chat if that's you. Don't put that's me in the chat if it's not you. One thing I don't want y'all to do is pretend or write stuff in the chat because that's what I say. That's not what I'm doing. I'm really looking to create this community full of love, connectivity, and financial prosperity. The only way we do that is if we're honest about where we're at so we can get to where we want to be. I'm not here to take your money. I'm not here to trick you. I'm not here to scam you. I am here because I realize there's a fundamental problem within what we have experienced as beings on this earth, especially people from the melanated community and especially women. The thing that we have experienced is we never been taught to communicate. We've never been taught how to communicate, interpret, and receive information. And that is the fundamental breakdown of all of what we're experiencing. Because language creates our reality. When you speak, you create a thought. The thought produces a belief, whether you can or whether you can't. Behind your belief, there's an action. Every action has a belief. So when you get an action, you get a result. So if you just look at the short form, your life is created through your words. How many of you have negative self-talk? No wonder why you don't got the money, because how many times you keep saying, I don't got the money? Oh, he doing it. Wait a minute. If I say anything to you that makes you feel like, damn, he talking to me, put the M's in the chat. Because that's what we're talking about. We're talking about changing your communication so that way you can better articulate yourself. You can create more sales in your business. You can have more powerful relationships. You become more dynamic and likable, trustworthy. And then guess what? Just by you switching one thing, which is your communication, you can go from a person that spends 80% of your time working and only 20% of your time enjoying your life to a person that can spend 20% of their time working and 80% of their time enjoying their lives. Which one sounds better to you? Which one sounds more appealing to you? Which one sounds more appealing to you? Because I know which one sounds more appealing to me, but I'm not you. So I can't speak for you. But I can speak with you and I can listen to you and I can hold the space for you and I can reflect energy that I know that you're capable of. When I come in here and I say you're the best of the best, the top of the top, the cream of the crop, I mean that. You've probably forgotten that you're a king, a queen. You've forgotten your royalty. You've forgotten your greatness. I just want to shake you up a little bit and say, wake up because time is running out. You want to work for it. 30 years of your life, slaving every day, only getting 5% of your time, because guess what? That 80% of the time that you work, that means you only got 20% to yourself, which is what? Which days are y'all usually free? Let me know in the chat. Which days are y'all usually free? Which days? Y'all want me to share my screen? Y'all want me to share my screen and give y'all something? Weekends, right? So weekends. Weekends are the days that you have off. Somebody said never, right? I get that. I understand that. So the weekends, right? That's really 20% of the week. 20% of the week. But when you break it down, you really don't got 20%. If you have 20%, right, because you're off on the weekends, if you got children, you got to give how much percentage to your children? 0.5%. So by default, you already only got 10% to yourself. How many of y'all feel like you got 10% or less to yourself in time? Let me know in the chat, because I just want to build this with y'all. Before I give you this game, I want to build this with you because I want to make sure you truly got this information. But let's be real here. How many of us want to be loved, appreciated, heard, felt, and seen, want to have a significant other, want to be touched, want to feel somebody, want to be next to somebody? How many of you want to do that? So you give half to them, how much do you have? 5%. So when you really look at it, are you even in a position to have a healthy relationship? Are you even in a position? Oh, damn, I'm hurting somebody, right? Are you in a position to have a healthy relationship? Are you in a position? So no wonder why your relationships start to fail, because you don't even have time for you. How you gonna want somebody to make time for you when you don't got time for you? Wait a minute. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh boy. He's starting to do something to me. I'm getting off this Zoom right now. I'm getting off this Zoom. That's a lot of people saying that to themselves. Right? I'm getting off this Zoom right now. He's making me cry or something. I don't like how I'm feeling. You're looking for a happy relationship, but you don't even have time for yourself to give yourself, so you don't even know how to recognize what's in front of you. So that old cliche about how a lot of women got the nice guy right in front of them, but they discard the nice guy and they go for the bad boy or whatever the case may be. The guys do the same thing, and we all do the same stuff. We're more alike than we are different, but that's where the key is at. The key is that if I'm like you and I know how I want to be treated, why aren't you treating other people like that? And most importantly, because you probably do treat other people like that. But why don't you see yourself as a person that's worthy enough for you to treat them like that? Why you can't treat yourself like that? When you know you should go to the gym, are you doing it? Man, I'll do it tomorrow. Ooh, you don't really care about your body. You know you should be eating healthy, but do you do it? Yeah, I don't know. But then you reprimand somebody else. Oh, no, I know my worth. I know this. I know that. Wait a minute. What's happening in your life is a reflection of who you are. They're going to tell me that this ain't game. This is game. Me giving this to you right now is game. Because this is the fundamental thing that's stopping you from winning. It's not anything else. It's not the fact that you don't got the message and the strategy. You have it already. But what's in your way? The distractions of the way that you communicate with the everyday person, your family, your significant other, your children. Why aren't your children listening to you? There's a reason, because you don't listen to you. How would you want your children to listen to you when you don't listen to you? They know. Kids know already. You was a child too. You know that what you were doing, you were like, damn, my parents bugging. Like, all right, whatever. I'm gonna just listen to them because I know I can't fend for myself. I know and your mom or dad might tell you, yeah, this is my house and my rules, you're under my roof. And you know that though. You know that. It doesn't take, you could become 7 years old, you already know that. But at this time, you're having this argument with your parents, you're 17. So every time that the parent is yelling at you and talking to you, what were you doing? You were planning. Oh, okay, when I get older, I'm gonna do X, Y, Z. Okay, when she said this, I'm gonna do X, Y, and Z. Oh, damn, I'm gonna do X, Y, and Z. As a kid, you're planning the entire time. I know for a fact the kids know more than the parents. I know for a fact that the kids teach the parents how to become parents. I know for a fact. How do you know that, Crumb? You don't got children. You can't speak on this. I don't have children, but you know what I did have? A childhood. You know what I did have? Cousins. You know what I did have? Brothers and sisters, nieces and nephews. You know what I do have? a mind to see, to notice patterns, to understand history and strategy. Do you know that everybody has the capability of doing that? But the person that you need to work on is you. If you work on yourself more than you work on other people, guess what starts to happen to you? Oh boy, he's cooking or something. It's hot in here. It's hot. Come on, y'all gotta let my who's helping me in the back end? Y'all gotta let my people in. You got them standing there missing on the game. All right. So I'm gonna share my screen. I'm gonna go over what we're getting ready to teach y'all on week 3 of the accountability program. Right? We're talking about these 4 levels of business. I know y'all love when I talk about this because each time I talk about it, you get a different perspective or you get to measure where you're at. Some of you who've never seen this is where I'm gonna allow you to see something for yourself where you can take advantage of it right away. I'm not charging you for this. I don't need to charge you for this. This is not anything to charge. This is $1 million worth of gain, but I don't have to charge you because that's not what I'm doing this for. Now, if you need me to provide a service for you, then I charge for you because I have to pay people to do the service because I'm not doing it. I have to pay my people to do the service. I have the team that have to pay them to do it. So that's why I'll only charge you. So I'm gonna give you game for a fee, and I'm gonna give you game for free. This is game for free. So let me do this. Let me share my screen. Give me a second. Let me share my screen on this whiteboard. If y'all feel like this is resonating with you, drop something in the chat to let me know. Vibe with me, let me know. While I'm getting this, maybe y'all go on my Instagram and follow me if you haven't followed me already. But the Instagram handle is right there on the screen, mindset.mogul.crew or Mindset Mogul Crew. Either one is fine. All right, so we're gonna start sharing the screen, y'all. We're gonna go through this breakdown. Some of y'all seen this before, but like I said, as you see it again, the second and third time, what happens is you see something different, right? So let's pick up the game. All right, so y'all can see my screen, right? So I'm gonna jump over into the whiteboard section so we can get started with the whiteboard. This is not gonna take too long, ladies and gentlemen. I'm gonna get you out of here so you can enjoy the rest of your day, but I want you to enjoy your day with power and vigor. So I truly want you to be at the top of the top, the best of the best, right? So let me create a new page actually and start this from scratch. All right, so y'all can see my screen and everything. All right, dope. All right, this is what I want to break down to you. There's 4 levels of value. The first level of value is what? Drop it in the chat. Some of y'all know this already. That's fine. Like I said, you're gonna pick up some information as we go. What's the first level of value? Help your fellow partners out. What's the first level of value? So there's 4 of these. There's a 4-tier level, right? And the 4 tiers. The first level is the implementation stage, right? This is where you use your muscles. This is where you be physical, right? Where you're using your body. You're implementing, not just even that. Sometimes you're just implementing the idea of what has been created. Right? Implementation. Somebody drop it in the chat. Implementation. Right? This is the lowest level of value. I'll get right back to that in a second. What's the second level of value? This right here is the secret sauce, right? There aren't really any secrets to success. They're only systems, but I like saying secret sauce because it has the alliteration to it. But this is what people miss out on. Okay, unification is the second level. And like I said, I'll go through all this and break this down. This is what I was referring to earlier about committing to change your communication. Because if you did this one thing, this will change your life and change your family's life. This is what you see me doing right now, communicating a message to you. This is why I get paid the big bucks, because it's literally helping somebody do something so amazing that it's in a short amount of time and it benefits everybody because of that. So the last part is, what's the highest level of value? Everybody should be dropping this in the chat. What's the highest level of value? Shout out to Kayla. All right. So the highest level of value, when you look at this, y'all, this is how it breaks down. So when you're at the highest level of value, you're utilizing your mind. So this, you get paid from the neck up, right? And you get paid for your intellectual property, the things that you create, the ideas, all of those things. And the highest level of value is imagination, because this is the person that creates the idea, right? You create the idea that serves people. So the person who creates the phone is going to get the most money than the person who puts the phone together. The person who creates the phone is going to be the person that gets the most money and get more money than the person that's going to sell the phone, right? So the person who creates the idea is the person that's utilizing their imagination. That person has the most impact and has the most income. So they get to have, sometimes in a lot of cases, the person who creates the idea, they get 100% of their time, but these people get 80% of their time, right? 80% of their time. So if this was like a time chart, they would get all of their time, right? They get all of their time. The person that's the communicator, this person makes a little bit less money than the person who created the idea, but still has a lot of impact. They still have 80% of their time to enjoy themselves. So they have 80% time to enjoy themselves, 20% work. How many of y'all would like that? How many of you would like to only work 20% of the time? So 80% of the time, you get to enjoy life. That sounds good. That sounds like vacation, right? That sounds like a vacation. And then now when you go down the list, right, you have unification. So unification is the ability to manage. So in this case, you just need to be able to manage individuals. Some of y'all are already managers, right? You got promoted, you're a manager. So unification level is the manager. This person could pull people together. And that person gets paid a little bit more than the person that implements the idea and has a little bit more impact, but they still are bound by 80% work, only 20% life. All right. And the implementer is the person that is overworked and underpaid and who does the most work but gets the least amount of impact, least amount of income, and you only get 20% of your time to enjoy yourself. And we broke that down. It really breaks down to you only having 5% or less of your time. All right. So you really only get 5% less. So if you're tired of having 5% less time, put a 1 in the chat. In fact, put a 5% to represent that. If you're tired of having 5% of your time, put a 5% in the chat. So these people can make anywhere from, we talk about money, anywhere from 30K, 80K, right? And then you got people up here where they can make anywhere from 80K to 200K. And then you got the people up here like myself, Big Mogul,
a message
Mr.
from
Brooklyn Business.
Retention Coach.
All right, we got that person muted. All right, cool. So when you talk about this, now you stepping into this range. You stepping into the M's. Somebody put the M in the chat. Somebody put the M in the chat. Now you stepping into the M's, right? When we talk about these M's, all right. Now when we talk about these M's, right? We're talking about like minimum, you can make $1 million. Like this has changed our family's life for the rest of our lives, for the rest of history, right? We've been able to do this number because we've been able to step up this information, like being able to communicate and articulate an idea. When we first started, right, we wasn't even doing implementation. We were doing unification by way of communication through somebody else's imagination, and that was this. They said, I got a credit repair company and a business funding
Coach,
company.
I'm sorry to interrupt, Coach. I think Kai in the chat needs assistance.
They said I got a credit repair company and a business funding company, and they said if you can get me clients, I'll give you a commission off that. So I said, okay, cool. So Mogul came to me, say, yo, King, how you want to run this? You want to run this up like and run these things? So we did it for free at first, and then a lot of people just started jumping on. They wasn't qualified, so then we changed the price at $50 at least. Right, $50 at least to get on consultation. And if you go through with the credit repair, we give you the $50 back on the other end, right? And we said, all right, cool, that was dope. After we got that type of information and got that ability to communicate these ideas, we said, you know what? We don't really need to do that anymore. So if somebody does want to get on a call with us, then guess what? We got to charge a premium price because now we're taking time to do something that we don't need to do anymore. So we are communicating. So this is when I started to experience I could make $100 in an hour. Somebody drop 100 in the chat. So I started charging $100 for the consultation call. Yeah, we give you the money back once you join the program. We give you the money back, no problem. All right, cool. But then I realized something. I said, wait a minute, we're helping this guy bring in a bunch of people, and then he has a team that's implementing on the back end. And they're the ones that's doing the credit repair, running everything. And we're just unifying people. So we got our books together, making sure we know who we spoke to, and we're unifying people. And we started to realize the power of how much money we created and generated and collected in a short amount of time. So how long could it take you to make $100 at your job? Let me know in the chat. Be honest about where you're at so you can get to where you want to be. How long would it take you to make $100 in your job? An hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours, right? It take you 4 hours. So which one is more effective in less time? Me doing the implementation, me doing the unification, or me doing the communication? Let me know in the chat. Which one? Communication? Communication, right? Okay, so then think about it this way. So I started to think like, damn, what if I didn't even have to spend an hour on the calls and I could hire somebody else to do the call? So, okay, I did that. I hired somebody else to get on the calls and I put the fee up to 200. So now out of the 200, I was only getting $50. I mean, I was only getting $100 from out of the 200. But guess what? Was I on the call? So how long did it take me to make the $200? I mean, to make the $100? How long did it take me? Before it took me an hour, but sometimes it could go over an hour because you could get on the phone and talk more than an hour. But I was making $100 out of work that I've already done. Did you hear what I just said? I was making $100 from work that I already done. To the point now where it gave us the ability to go out to think more. So now we were working on the business instead of working in the business, and then we showed people how to duplicate exactly what we did. We showed people how to get a business. Who here was inside of our business funding group back in 2021? Back in 2021, into 2020, 2021. All right, V was there. We started out with a business funding group, and we showed them exactly how we learned how to get business funding so that way they can go out and get business funding. From there, we realized, okay, we need to go bigger. Somebody drop bigger in the chat. Somebody drop bigger in the chat. And we said we need to create something bigger. So I remember before, I spoke to my brother. This is before we left our corporate jobs. I left already. He was on the verge of leaving. I said, bro, we need to create something one time. and get paid on time and overtime. He said, that sounds like credit. Is that what you mean? He said, credit, you know, he always used to teach this, the ability to pay back funds on time and overtime. I said, damn. So wait a minute. So our credibility determines our compensation? He said, yeah, to be honest, you got to be authentic about what you're doing in order for somebody to even rock with you. I said, wait, hold on. So you mean to tell me we got the money that we have because of the value that we provide? The credit, the credibility. Wait a minute, it makes sense now. So money is a receipt for value that you provide. So we have already determined these levels of value, whether you know it or not, it's already ingrained in the system. Let's break it down for us so we can understand this point. So implementation, the person who created Uber, is the person who created Uber the person that's driving around and picking up people? Is the person that created Uber worried about unifying the drivers? Is the person that created Uber worried about communicating the ideas to the drivers or to the public? No, it's the person that created the idea. The person that created the idea has the massive value. Wait a minute, there's a value system now, I understand. So the person who's implementing Uber is getting paid the least, right? Has a lot of impact, is doing the most work because they're picking up people, and that creates the credibility for the brand. But what happens is they're picking up people. How many of y'all do Uber? This is not to knock you for doing Uber. How many of y'all do Uber? And at first, when you thought it was a major win, now you see that it's oversaturated and you don't get as much money as possible anymore. It used to have so many bonuses. I remember I took my girlfriend. She wanted to do Uber. I said, all right, cool. Made $50 driving around for 6 hours. Did y'all hear what I just said? I made $50 driving around for 6 hours. It just reinforced what I said and what I learned. So the unification level. Some of y'all may be at the unification level where you're still overworked. Maybe you got a little bit more money, but you only got 20% in your time. Right? You only got 20% of your time. So I said, okay, you know what? More people need to hear about this stuff. More people need to go to be able to take their lives to the next level, because it's unfortunate that I had to watch my girlfriend suffer because she didn't understand what I was saying and she lived with me. So get this, you may be doing something great. You may be adding value in your life, and you may be having people around you that may not believe in what you're doing or understand what you're doing, but you got to keep going. Somebody drop keep going in the chat, because as long as you know, you're going to be the one that helps other people get to that next level. But most importantly, this is about you. You need to get to the next level. So I understood that money is a receipt for the value that you provide. If you feel overworked and underpaid at your job, and you have 80% of your time working and only 20% of your life is complaining, going to do anything about it? Let me know in the chat. Get ready to close up shortly, y'all. Is complaining gonna do anything in the chat? If you are at the unification level, yeah, you get 80K, yeah, but they're slaving you, and they're making sure that you know that they're slaving you. Even though you're getting 200K, you got to answer emails and text messages on vacation. Even though you're getting 200K, you got to answer emails and text messages while you're with your significant other. Even though you make 200K, they could call you in at any time. Even though you make 200K, they still got you because it's the value. It's the money that you're making is perceived on the value. So what do you need to do? What type of skill do you need to do to get to the next level from unification? What type of skill do you need to get to from unification? You need to learn how to communicate. See, okay, so now that you learn how to communicate, you can unify people to do a certain thing that have them take action. Okay, so why are y'all all on this call right now? Because somebody communicated something to you that unified all of you to be here. And now you implemented it by coming onto the call. And you could take the same information and do the same thing in your life and make money off of it. So here's how you can make money off of this stuff. Somebody drop a business that you have in the chat. Somebody drop a business. This is a principle. And anytime I talk about principles, y'all, it works universally. It works universally, meaning it can work across all boards, across anything. Consulting. So if your messaging is consulting, you need to be able to communicate the message. But do you know how to niche down your message? Do you know how to niche down your message? Let me know in the chat. If you know how to niche down your message, put a 1 in the chat. If you don't, put a 2 in the chat. I'm gonna give y'all a real quick game in the chat if y'all don't. If I see a lot of 1s, I'm not giving it because there's no point. Okay, so if you knew how to communicate your message, this is what you could potentially do. Write this down. This is sauce for you. Write this down. You want to communicate what the client or customer or purchaser gets to do with your product or service. And then you want to communicate how they get to do it and what's the advantage of doing it. What does it bring them? What type of benefit does it bring them? And if you hit those 3 points, watch how it unfolds. See, they used to teach you that you had to have what we would call the target message, the target audience first. In order to attract the target audience, obviously you got to know who you want to target. But in order to attract the target audience, you need to be able to communicate. You need to be able to communicate the idea to them. Because you can have a target audience all you want, but if you cannot communicate, you do not elevate. So what was that? What was it that I dropped in the chat? I mean, that said drop in the chat. How do you communicate your message? You niche down your message by saying what the client, customer, or purchaser gets to do with your product or service. And then you explain or just briefly describe how they get to do it. And then you explain or quickly describe the advantage of doing it. And that's how you win. Let me give you an example. And if you were inside of my communicating class, niching down your messaging, then you know that we said this many times, and you probably have this in your notes as well, right? When you think about Netflix, what is Netflix's messaging? See, Netflix is not doing implementation. Netflix is not worried about unifying people. They're only worried about using their imagination to communicate something, because you're going to unify yourselves and you're going to implement yourself. So they don't need to be there with you watching TV, even though they send you a nice message to say, are you still watching, when y'all be Netflix and chilling? I know y'all be getting that answer. I mean, that pop-up. You still watching? Y'all be laughing at that, right? Don't you? I know. So you got to be able to communicate. And when you communicate that, so Netflix's messaging is this: is watch all of your favorite TV shows. That's what you get to do. Like all of your favorite TV shows and movies in one place on demand. That's how they get to watch it. And it's in one place and it's on demand for one low rate. That's the advantage. Because in the past, it used to be what? You got to go and rent out every movie on demand. Remember that? You got DirecTV, you got to rent out all the movies? No. They say get all the movies that you want to watch, all the TV shows that you want to watch for one low rate. And that communicated value. So now that they see the value, they get all the money. How many of y'all got Netflix accounts? Drop a 1 in the chat if you got a Netflix account. So you could use the same method, and then now your bank account could run up with the number. But if you don't know how to communicate your message, then guess what? Unfortunately, you stay down here with the individuals who I used to be. And I used to be having this sad face on, pretending that I'm happy at work. I used to do graphics for Netflix and Roku. And I was down here. I don't get me wrong. That's when all I knew was understanding that you work for stuff. I used to do graphics. I used to do videos. I used to go to the parties and I record, do recaps. I used to go to the events. And that's all I knew was unification and implementation. But the whole time I had this beautiful thing that was inside of me this entire time. This amazing thing that I didn't know that existed was my ability to be a master communicator. Even though I went to school and got a degree in communication, I had a master's in communication and bachelor's in multimedia, but don't tell nobody. I still didn't understand this, that my money, the receipt that I had was the money that I had was a receipt, was a piece of paper for the value that I provided. If you want to make more money, you got to provide more value. But before you can provide more value, you need to understand where you're at. So if you're at the implementation stage, right? and you want to go to the next level, what should you do? What should be your next skill? What should be your next skill? Your next skill should be able to unify people. Why? Because if you can't connect with other people, if you feel like damn, is what we were talking about earlier, if you can't connect to other individuals, then how do you unify them? If you can't even talk to your baby daddy, how can you talk to somebody else? You get frustrated when he starts talking to you. You can't even talk to your baby mama. You get frustrated when she starts talking to you. You can't even unify your own family. How are you going to unify somebody else? You cannot unify yourself. How are you going to unify somebody else? So this is where development comes in at. This is where being around the right people. This is why environment matters. This is why community matters, why mentorship matters. And then inside of mentorship, you learn how to unify, but then you also learn how to communicate. And when you learn how to communicate, what happens is you start to get breakthroughs that shows you, wow, this really works. And then from there, it piques your imagination so that way you can become the person that is living your life 80% of your time and only working 20% of your time, just like Mindset Mogul. How many of y'all would like to be like Mindset Mogul? You don't have to come up here and speak like me, but you could do something that's so simple and just use your communication, your ability to speak that you already have, and you can get massive value, right? I don't want to impress y'all with the numbers. I don't need to. In fact, some of y'all been inside the community too, so y'all already know the value. But for those on the outside, I'm talking about 4-figure days, 5-figure days, 6-figure days. Not waiting a whole year to have a 5-figure year, 5-figure day. Some of y'all know Apolline now. Apolline just got his first 5-figure check. $18,000 in one check. $18,000 in one check because of his ability to now feel comfortable to articulate and communicate. But what he did before was he implemented, he unified, he communicated, came up with an idea. Now he has 2 cash flowing businesses, and now he got a second grand opening today in Miami, or Fort Lauderdale, rather. Okay? So this could be you. You have to start realizing money is a receipt for the value that you provide. The money that you currently have in your pocket is because of the way that you're operating. If you change the way that you operate, you get with somebody like myself, you get with a community, you get with Big Mogul. This is an opportunity for you to take your whole life to another level. I want to bring up Big Mogul if he's in the building. If he's in here, because he's usually in here with me, but he hasn't been here with me for the last 3 times or so, or 3 months maybe. But he usually is in here with me. King, if you're in here, come up, brother. I want to bring you up. If he's not, it's no worry. But if this made sense to you all, let me know in the chat. Because like I said, it's getting hot in here for me. I'm sweating bullets today. If this makes sense for you all, I want you to let me know. Was this valuable for anybody in any way? Was this valuable for you in any way? I think I'm like glitching or something. Hold on, y'all.
You gotta unshare your screen. Hold on, I got you.
Thank you.
All right, there you go. Okay, I see the crowd.
Oh yeah, hold on now. Y'all gotta pick up those gems that we were dropping. Put it on your crown. Keep your head up high, because you're royalty. Understand that? Where you at, King? I want to be able to see you. I can't see you. Come up to the stage. Let me spotlight you.
I'm right here.
Ah, there we go. That's my boy.
Yo,
good to see you yesterday, brother. Good to see you yesterday.
You already. Look, if y'all feel like y'all got some value from Mindset Mogul, I want y'all to type value in the chat. Y'all. And this is all doable. And we're not just saying it because we've done it, but we have mentees that have done it time and time again. And, I will be doing you a disservice if we, gave you a lot of this information and showed you how you could actually change your life and generate cash flow without giving you an opportunity to really, take it to the next level, right? And if I have your permission, to give you an opportunity to actually learn more about how you could actually develop yourself, become a better communicator. If I have your permission to give you an opportunity to learn how to actually build your credit, get access to capital, and buy cash flow on businesses, just let me know in the chat. Just put ready, Mogul. Just put ready, Mogul, in the chat. Like, I need to know if I have your permission, because if not, we don't even need to do it. We don't even need to do it. I'm just being honest with y'all. You know what I mean? So type ready in the chat if I have your permission. And you know, this was just a 10%, like really not even 10%. This was 5% of the things that we teach when it comes to building real wealth. You know, we've been trained on how to build wealth all wrong, y'all. Like, they told us to start a new business from scratch, right? Like, this is what we've heard. They told us to get that LLC, which is great, and go get your credit cleaned up. And that's going to take some time, and try to go get funded. But when you start a new business, most people don't realize that 90% of businesses fail within the first 10 years. So the truth is, if we have 155 people on this call right now, 90% of y'all that start this business, you will not be doing that same business 10 years from now. Right? So it makes sense to be able to shortcut that process and buy an already existing cash flowing business like self-storage, right? To buy an already existing business, even when it comes to the online space, even when it comes to consulting, like being able to cut that process in half, and what Coach Crew says, becoming more effective in less time. Becoming more effective in less time. So Coach Crew, real quick, I know you got the accountability program, which is a full-blown, 4-week program. I think you got 2 weeks left. How many weeks left you got?
We got 2 weeks left.
2 weeks left. All right. So, I want to know if it's possible for you. I want to know if you are willing to extend an opportunity for a few people here on this call to be able to join in and get the next 2 weeks of this accountability program. It's Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays, 8:30 a.m. in the mornings. And it's powerful. Matter of fact, if you're a part of the accountability program, you in Love Plus, I want you to drop love in the chat. If you feel like it's been valuable and you've been in there and you've been getting the game, the gyms, the direction, the support, the alignment, I want you to drop love in the chat, y'all. If you've ever been impacted by Mindset Mogul, drop love in the chat. So I think it's what, $3,500 to join the program, but I know it's halfway through. So is there a number that you could put together for them to take advantage of right now? Is there opportunity to put together?
So the program is $5,000, right? And the reason why we talk $5,000 because we know that a lot of people have been paying for mentorship.
Yeah.
But this right here is the glue for it all. Leadership is the glue to any business. Without leadership, the business fails. So we don't want to overprice them out and not give them an opportunity. So even with that, we said, you know what? You pay straight up. You pay $3,500, right? But I'm willing to do this. I'm willing to go so far that I say you could get in for $497.
Ooh.
You could get in for $497. And this is how I feel. $497. And if you want to go for the second round, then you pay the difference. I'm willing to bet on that. You could walk away from the program getting that amount of information, that amount of support, being connected to that amount of people, and you can never pay me. Like that's the actual fact. You can never pay me. Like the remaining money, you can just walk away. But I'm so confident in what we provide that you want to stick around for that.
Ooh.
I'm so confident. But real quick, let me judge. How many of y'all are here for life? Let me know in the chat. How many of y'all here for life? Let me know in the chat. How many of y'all are here for life? Just look in the chat. We're not telling them to say this. I'm just asking. They could easily not say anything. Go ahead, King.
Nah, I just need to know, like, who's ready to take advantage of that. Like, put I'm in if you in. $497 to lock in with Coach Crew. The accountability program for the next 2 weeks is 3 calls, Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays to be able to get this type of information. And I want to add something else to that, Coach. Can I add something else to that?
Bro, I would love for you to add because you already know the vibes.
Yeah. So I want to cover half of that, bro. Like, if it's okay to you, I actually want to invest. I want to cover half of that. So if they can get the opportunity, and what's half of that? What's half of that?
We $497, half of that. I can do the math on that, but somebody do the math. Some of y'all. All right,
250. I think it's 250. That's what I'm gonna do. Today, I wanna cover half of that, $250. for anybody that taps in right now, like once we drop this link, we're about to drop this link, you're going to get access for the next 2 weeks. The next 2 weeks, y'all. And this is it's a $5,000 program, y'all. $5,000 program, bro. So, is that cool with you, Coach? Can I do that?
Bro, I'm gonna be so honest. Like the truth of the matter is we would give this information for free, as you've seen, we just did, right? Yeah. But if we give it away for free, then you might not do anything. If you pay attention. So we do want to charge them something so that way they can make sure they show up and do the work. But to me, heck yeah, bro. I mean, you can throw more bonuses in it. I'll throw some more bonuses in it.
So this is what we're gonna do. That's like, so it's $250. If you put I'm in the chat before we even drop the link, I want to make sure y'all ready, right? Before we drop the link, I want you to type I'm in. And then I got it, because again, I got to make sure that y'all ready for this opportunity, right? I got to make sure like y'all ready for this opportunity. What I also want to do, Coach, you know, we have our Mogul Elite Club community, which is the #1 community that teaches you how to build wealth debt-free. And we have so many trainings, programs, live classes. We actually have live classes every single day. So on Mondays, we teach you how to start your credit repair business utilizing our AI software. Tuesdays, we teach you digital products. Wednesdays is underwriting real estate. Thursdays, financial literacy. Mondays is more credit repair. So you have live trainings every single day. And this is like a no-brainer, right? I'm going to drop the link right now, Coach. And for that same $250 right there, I'm going to give them an opportunity to join the Mogul Elite Club community. And they're going to get 6 months. 6 months.
6 months. You talking heavy, boy. Wait, so all right, to the end of the year, basically.
Yeah, to the end of the year. Okay. So they'll be able to join the Mogul Elite Club community for the end of the year. And they'll have the 2 weeks of accountability to jumpstart them and get them going. And that's it. But it got to be right now. Once we jump off this call, it's over with. Once we jump off this call, it's literally over with, y'all. And I'm about to drop this link. And if y'all ready for me to drop this link, just drop the link in the chat. And I want to show y'all what it looks like a little bit in here. In this community, right? We have over 500 people in here of action takers, go-getters, right? Like, this is what the classroom looks like, step by step, showing you how to set up your LLC, how to go get funding. We got a business funding course. It's a $5,000 course. How to clean up your debt in record time, how to get into the self-storage business. It's like, this is right here, it's $5,000, period, plus $5,000 accountability. This is $10,000 in value. And not to mention the live classes, and you see the calendar, right? So I'm about to drop the link. For the next 10 minutes, this will be available. After that, it will not be available. So I'm about to get it right now. And, you know, for those of you that take advantage, we will get with you. Make sure you are able to join it on Monday with Coach Crew. And then, you know, you'll be inside the community, be able to build with everybody and really take it to that next level, y'all. And I just want to be very clear. We have higher ticket mentorships as well, y'all. Higher ticket mentorships. We have mentees that pay us $25,000. $25,000 to join our programs. We do in-person events, in-person tours. That's the next level where we buying businesses and, you know, we really syndicating deals. But this is where you want to start. This is where you really want to start. Get some capital, get some funding, get that development, get that accountability, learn how to generate some cash flow from your mindset. And now you can reinvest and continue to get to that next level, y'all. Now you can reinvest and continuously get to that next level. So I'm going to drop the link right here, Coach. The next 10 minutes, you know what I mean? If they ready, if they want to take advantage of it, they can take advantage of it. But we know the value. We know the value. And anybody else that tapped in was know the value. So that's that's my gift today, bro. So, you know, I'll pass it back to you. I'm extremely proud of you. And I want to make it clear for anybody that's new to Coach Crew Mindset Mogul, this is my older brother. He don't like saying, oh, yeah, I mean, like, this is my big brother, right? You know, my first mentor. I had the pleasure of being able to have somebody like him to guide me, because getting to the money is one thing, but he was always a trailblazer when it came to being a thinker, right? Being positive and overcoming yourself. Like, that's the hardest thing to do, is to really understand how to control your mind, how to get the best out of you. And then you get the best out of a business. You get the best out of other people. You get the best out of life. So when you see Big Mogul, when you see Mogul Lifestyle, just know you got to see Coach Crew. You got to see Mindset Mogul, because this is the person that mentors me. This is the person that gives me the development, the mindset minutes that I need so that I can go out there and impact. So I just want to make that very clear. This is a synonymous thing. When you see the Mogul brothers, you know what it's about. And this is just 2 out of the 3. When you tap in with us on that next level, you get Mr. Brooklyn Business, but you know what I mean? He's the heavy hitter. You know what I mean? So we're not even going to talk about that right now. He's a heavy hitter for sure, for sure. So I just want to make that very clear. All right. For Kadeem that said, do you do credit in our community? That's what we do. We clean credit. We teach you how to do it yourself, how to even start your own credit repair business inside the community. So anything that you need is in there. And those of you that's in and locked in your spot, type I'm in so we can shout you out that you locked in your spot, and we'll be able to go. So I'm gonna pass it back to you, Coach. The floor is yours.
Absolutely. I appreciate you. I wanted to give you some flowers too, because I remember us going back. Can I be vulnerable? Can I be explicit with you?
You got.
So I remember us going back. We used to be in the Pocono Mountains, and we used to, just hang out and enjoy ourselves, play basketball, have fun. But there was an urgent thing that's inside of me that used to say, I want to go back to the hood. I want to see graffiti on the wall. I want to see messy streets. Like I want to go in a project hallway and smell piss in the hallway. Like, I want to do that. That's what I'm like, bro. Why would you want that? Like, why would you want to have your life experience like that? Why not elevate your life and really see something magical for you? And for you to take your life and transform it to the way that you are now, I'm so happy for you, bro. I'm proud of you as a young man, as a father, as a brother. This is real stuff, y'all. This ain't me just saying, this is my brother for real. And we know we have these conversations, but I want to let you know, King, every time I get a chance to, because this means something to me. To see dad on the calls, being able to say, wow, look at what y'all doing for the family. To have uncles come through and really see and love on us the way that they have is because of you. Because you said, let's make it happen. No excuses. Get on a call. Let's make it happen. And we appreciate you, King. So without you, none of this is really possible. I know my impact. I know the roles that I've played, but that's why it's important that we work together. Because each and every one of us are going to bring a big impact that allows us to be successful. Me, you, Rose, us together. This has been a journey that I could only dream of. Remember, we was young. We used to be in our huddles. And we used to talk about these days like, yo, bro, we gonna be together and be making our family proud. And to be able to do that with you, I wouldn't do it with anybody else. So I'm just thankful to you, and I appreciate you, King. 100%.
Bro, I really appreciate you. And y'all know where y'all need to be. Shout out to y'all that said y'all in. Congratulations. You made a decision. Your future self will be thanking you for sure. And as I leave, what I'm also going to do for those of you that want to also join the community, but you can't do the $250. You have an opportunity to join for $47, but you will not get the accountability, and it will not be for 6 months. It will only be for 30 days. So, right, if you got $47, which is like we wake up and we spend that on Uber Eats, DoorDash, like Breathe, at the very minimum, pay the $47, get in the community. You could cancel at any time, right, and see what it's about. But we know once you get in the room, you're not going to want to leave, because you can't unsee other people getting funded $100,000. You can't unsee Apolline getting $18,000 checks, cash from businesses that he purchased. You can't unsee that. But if you're really a champion, we giving you a steal of a deal to be able to get 2 weeks of accountability in that program, in the Love Plus group, in a full team that you didn't even see today, and then 6 months in the Mogul Elite Club community. That's really where you want to go. But again, we want to give you every opportunity. So when you leave this call, it's on you. You know that this is a decision that you left on the table because you probably just not ready to take it to that next level. You really don't want it that bad enough. Coach, I think I asked you this, right? We was talking about this. We said, yo, what was it that changed or got us to the position where we started doing differently? Like, what makes somebody actually make a decision to do something different and really change their life? And you was like, yo, it's when somebody just get sick and tired of being sick and tired, right? It's when somebody is literally just had enough, right? So a lot of y'all, like, you say you had enough, but you really didn't have enough until you make a decision to do something different, until you let go of the money and let go of everything else that's holding you back, then you didn't have enough. And I'm not going to get into all that because that's not the day what I'm trying to do. But I just want to make it very clear that this right here opportunity is something that you will not get again. And the value is 100x. Bet on yourself.
100%. 100%. So, like, we got some people saying at the end. I think somebody dropped something in the chat too. We should shout those people out though about, you know, whoever want to jump in, go ahead and say I'm in the chat. But whoever's in already, show us, right? The truth of the matter is, you got an opportunity to do something about your situation. If you do nothing, you get nothing. That's it. That's all the formulas that we need to understand in mathematics, right? If you do nothing, you get nothing. But what we want to do is we want to be able to multiply our efforts. We want to be able to put ourselves in a position of power so we never have to go back. I'm not looking back. The things that you thought that was in your life was a setback, that could be a setup, but the only way it works is if you never look back. Just got to keep looking up and knowing where you're going. All right. Shout out to Kevin. Kevin, the minister, he said he's in. 100%. If you're in, go ahead and show us. Like at the very least, invest in yourself for $47 a month and be able to get $1 million worth of game anyway. Right. If you don't have the opportunity right now to get into the accountability program, that's fine. You can work up your way to that. But what we want you to do, some way, some action, some form, is to take action. All right, take action. Anybody who signed up and said I'm in, who already paid, I would love for you to raise your virtual hand and talk about why. Because I'm getting ready to close out in a minute. I don't want to hold your hostage for too long. I want y'all to go out there and be powerful in your day. But if you already joined, I want you to raise your virtual hand, and 30 seconds or less, we'll put up some time on the clock. And let's talk about why. Why did you join? I see a bunch of people that says I'm in. Hold on real quick, y'all. Give me a second. All right, so I don't see any hands up, but I do see people dropping receipts in the chat. So shout out to you, dropping receipts in the chat. Shout out to you. Congratulations to you for taking your life to another level. If y'all got value from the demonstration that I showed, drop it in the chat. If y'all already inside of our school community, go in there and leave some reviews, testimony inside the comment section. If you're in our Love Plus app, go ahead and leave some reviews for this mindset reset. If you don't have either, go on Instagram, just take a screenshot and just share with people the value that you got today, because I'm quite sure your life is not the same. I told you we was coming for impact. So the primary focus is to become more effective in less time. The primary pathway is through strategic partnerships. When we do that, we create a massive amount of impact that leads to a massive amount of income. And that's what we're here for, right? We're here for great impact so we can have freedom. All right, y'all. So I'm out of here. I'm going to leave the Zoom open just for another minute because I see links and stuff going through, but I'm done. I want to send y'all love and energy. We got Mogul Meetup Weekend, by the way. We got the Mogul Meetup Weekend this weekend coming up. Not this weekend, next weekend coming up. So remember, if you're already inside the community, if you're already inside of what we got going on, don't forget, we got the Mogul Meetup Weekend coming up. So across the country, we're going to have a gathering of like-minded individuals where we're going out there to have some fun, but also just get intentional and build and create those solid relationships that lead to life of prosperity. All right. Let me just do something real fast. I'm going to leave y'all with this video, and I'm going to give y'all time to be able to still communicate in the chat versus just closing it out like that. Right. Once again, the reason why we do all of this, it's not just so y'all can see us up here looking good. It's really not for that. We need help to change the generation. And you might be like, damn, I ain't really trying to help the next generation. I'm trying to help myself. Well, I understand that, but what we're looking to do is change the next generation. Change our legacy. That's what we're looking to do. All right, so let me put this video up, y'all, and then I'm gonna close it out. Other than that, I had a great day with y'all today. It was fun. Got a little hot in there. Took y'all to church. That was dope. But what I'm gonna do right now, I'm gonna close out. I gotta travel. So just play this video for y'all. Y'all can finish exchanging information, clicking on those links as well in the chat. All right. All right, y'all. Peace, love, and beautiful energy. I will see y'all later.
You come in this group and you can see
for myself.
has actually you come in this group and you can see people want to drive and want to push and want to do things and not always trying to bring you down.
I could go on and on about how exciting this is, the changes that I've made, the way that I feel, like the support from the team.
Completely transformed my life, the way I interact with my children and my family.
Getting out my side shell, all the knowledge that I'm gaining, I never thought any of this would be possible for myself.
Has actually pushed me outside of my comfort zone. No matter what is happening, I'm still moving forward.
The accountability course gave me confidence in myself.
I'm disappointed that it's over because I've gotten used to these calls to motivate me, inspire me.
Just really unbelievable for me because the community is so important.
I got to get the mind right before anything else. I do see improvement in my mindset, my spirit.
Like you said, I'm alive, I'm alert, I'm awake, I'm enthusiastic.
Just being in this space, period, the boot camp, everything, my life has totally changed since I've been with all of you.
The group has really helped you push yourself through things with life.
So amazing that you could be in a group with individuals that's like-minded.
And I've been through a lot of programs, and there's nothing like this.
I just wanted to speak from the heart. Like, I really appreciate this mentorship. I appreciate all of y'all. So thank y'all. Thank y'all for that.
Say, for real, thank y'all. Man, I can't wait up to meet with everybody.
I just want to thank everybody that I met. Hopefully this relationship could go on forever.